Hello, Joyful Church. Good to be with you again. We are continuing on in our study in 1 Peter. This is the seventh of our studies. We're still in 1 Peter 2. And this, to just remind you, is a letter that's been written to some people that are believers. They're in the outskirts of the reach of the gospel at this point, and they're coming under persecution. So Peter's writing to encourage them. And that's the that's why we're looking at it ourselves. So look with me. So starting in verse 1 of chapter 1. Peter, an apostle of Jesus Christ, to those who are elect exiles of the dispersion, I'm going to skip the town names, according to the foreknowledge of God the Father, in the sanctification of the Spirit, for obedience to Jesus Christ, and for sprinkling with his blood. So one of the things Peter does is he first creates an order behind what's happening, and to say that God knows, he is in charge. And the way he does that is he lays out these very important aspects of who God is and what he does. And God exists in a Trinity. There's three persons that are whole within the Trinity, and he actually gives us in verse 2 their roles, at least to some extent. He says that there is the foreknowledge of God the Father. In other words, God the Father is the planner, the organizer, the one who brings the plan from the earliest days. And then there's the Spirit, and says this is happening within the sanctification of the Spirit. In other words, the Spirit is a part of the Trinity that is bringing the foreknowledge of God into reality. He's moving those who follow Jesus into alignment with who God is. This process that's taking place. He's bringing good out of the rebellion of human beings. And then he moves on to Jesus, and he says that this is for obedience to Jesus Christ and sprinkling with his blood. Jesus was the one who was obedient to redeem us, and then we in turn are obedient to him as we walk in relationship with him. So the Trinity has three beings within it. They're in a loving relationship. Each one has different roles. One God in three, and that one God has saved us, sought us, knows us, has a plan, loves us, is sanctifying us, is making us more like himself, gives us direction to walk in. When I think about this, I don't know what else I really need. We have a good God, and a God who has who covers the bases of the things that we might ever propose to need. And so what I want to do is ask you, as you're journaling and thinking about 1 Peter, one is just to meditate on what it means that God is three in one. Just think about that for a little bit. Write down your thoughts. And then, why is the Trinity important? What makes the Trinity so important, our understanding of him? And then finally, why is the Trinity important to you? What makes the Trinity important to you personally? So think about that stuff, and I will see you again soon. Take care.